The curse of the werewolf has been told and retold on the silver screen, of man transformed into a wolf. Lon Chaney Jr., Hollywood's most famous werewolf, is seen here, undergoing his makeup transformation, which in those days consisted mainly of a hairy face and a pig nose. But now Hollywood's latest werewolf film, The Howling, takes a new look at werewolves. In keeping with the present-day audience demand for dramatic, realistic, and more times than not, sickening visual effects, the werewolf transformation in The Howling shows the body stretching and twisting, accompanied by the sound of snapping bones, as man turns into wolf.
When we started the picture, the director and the producer and myself didn't want to do the picture unless we could do something new with it. You know, I mean, who wants to see another werewolf movie? I mean, there's a lot of them. And the old ones, you know, with Lon Chaney Jr., the ones that were made at Universal, are very good. I mean, they're very artfully done, and the directors were great, and the cast was, you know, fantastic. As a matter of fact, Lon Chaney Jr. actually is in that.
This is Rob Bottin, the man responsible for the Howling special effects. At age 21, he is already one of the most respected special effects wizards in the movie industry.
So we thought, well, we can do, if we do this movie, and we can change this guy into this huge beast, you know, without using any camera tricks, boy, you know, I'd pay $5 to see that. You know what I mean?
You would.
I would. I did.
How does The Howling differ from the other werewolf movies?
In this picture, they said, do anything you want as long as it's good. You know, so I got to go to town.
That's
you know,
a dream come true.
Yeah, and I just went crazy in there. So, I mean, I milked it for everything we had. You know, my crew did a great job. You know, before he starts changing into a dog, you actually see him smile, and he smiles like up to here, you know, like a dog would before his face even starts changing. And then his nose breaks and starts twisting off his face. You know, his cheeks start bulging and his ears start going like this. His neck starts bloating up as big as a bullfrog. His ribs start breaking, you know, and it's really a showcase for somebody that does the kind of stuff that I do. You know, so I got very lucky.
Was this done on time-lapse process?
No, there's no trick photography in The Howling. It's entirely a mechanical effect. A series of the actor with makeup supplied that have mechanisms inside the makeups that stretch the makeup, and, you know, that's how it's done.
How did you get into the business of special effects makeup?
Well, I always played around with stuff, but I met...
What do you mean by playing around with stuff?
Well, you know, you take things and like smash a piece of bread on your face when you're a little kid and try to make, you know, Frankenstein monster mask out of it, and it doesn't work, you know, and you get really frustrated.
Rob showed us the art of his craft by letting us sit in on a makeup session, transforming man into monster.
What you're seeing here is a foam appliance that is designed on the actor's face. It is sculpted on this life mask, and then a mold is made, and then foam rubber is injected in the mold. I'm applying the makeup to his face, and it's glued down with spirit gum and various other glues to adhere it to his face, and it gives him total flexibility with his new character face. And now I'm finishing it up. I'm adding color and pigment, stipples, and various different colors to give the final illusion that this is his skin. And then here we have our final monster.
Well, my favorite horror films have an air of fantasy about them. I've never really been too fond of mad butcher movies or pictures about, you know, crazy knife-wielding psychos. Horror films, I think, are much more effective when they take place in a sort of a dream world. In movies are really just sort of dreams on film. And in order to really scare an audience, I think, as The Exorcist did, you have to appeal to very deep-seated fears that aren't necessarily a part of the external story.
The freedom I had on the picture was really great because I was hired by, you know, Joe Dante and Mike Fennell the producer and the director, and they basically let me do whatever I want to, and that's really rare in this situation because I'm only 21, and who's going to, you know, trust a 21-year-old to pull off these big, you know, effects in this movie that's supposed to be really good? And they came to me and showed me the script, and in the script it just says, you know, Eddie changes into a werewolf. And I said, well, you know, usually in scripts you have a description of what happens and the director has a very precise idea of what is going to happen, but Joe and Mike know me. So they said, you know, do whatever you want to do as long as it's good and spectacular. And I think that's what it is. So.
I don't see horror films normally. I really hate the gore throughout the whole of the Second World War, and I've seen more people blown to bits than I can say. I'm lucky to be alive, and I really hate things being crushed, exploded, blasted. But this film has the distinct thing, and this is what I have read in these werewolf books, is that the most terrifying thing is when you're an ordinary person and suddenly the situation or the person becomes extraordinary. That's what Hitchcock was so surprising in, and that's what makes this film so horrifying, is that the people in it are perfectly ordinary people until these startling and awful things happen.
Good as new.
The whole thing about the Avengers was that we used to look at it slightly tilted, and Joe Dante's done that with this film. The whole of life is slightly tilted. We don't know what's around the corner. We don't know when the nuclear bomb is going off. We don't know whether our people will suddenly have dreadful operations, whether people will suddenly get run over. There are always these fears. It plays on those sort of fears as well. And then suddenly you laugh out of relief.
If you don't give the audience something to laugh at in a picture like this, chances are they'll find it in the wrong place. And some of my favorite films, some of my favorite horror films, like The Bride of Frankenstein and Invisible Man, are pictures which combine comedy and horror in a, they juxtapose them in a way that makes the horror a lot more effective, because once the audience has laughed, they're a little off balance, they're a little more relaxed, and then you can sort of hit them.
When we started the picture, we didn't want it, because it's now 1980 and this the old techniques of transforming somebody into something they're not supposed to be. Used to be a technique called the lap dissolve, which they would like pin down, you know, Lon Chaney Jr.'s ears, and they'd say, okay, hold still, and they'd come and they'd glue hair on his face, you know, and then they'd take a picture of it, and then they'd come in and glue a little more, and then they'd start putting on a nose, and they'd dissolve all those pictures together. And what you end up with is a very undramatic transformation, but really neat for those days, because it was a miracle they even did that, you know, and it was done very slick. But today, to make this picture different, we had to not use camera tricks, and when we shot the actual werewolf transformation through a series of mechanical effects, the actor Bob Picardo, who plays Eddie Quist in the most elaborate transformation in the film, actually changes into a dog, you know, 9 feet tall dog, before your very eyes, without camera tricks. His bones start breaking and his chest starts bursting open, his nose on his face starts cracking and twisting and going forward. His teeth start growing, you know, his eyes start changing color, his neck bloats up like a bullfrog, his ears start stretching, you know, his neck starts stretching and his legs start going. He grows fingernails on camera. And he basically changes into this huge monster, which I think is pretty unique.
There was a lot of concern when we started out making this film, since this is, for instance, the first werewolf film, the first film made about werewolves in the past 20 years, really, that the acting and the quality of the characters would become subordinated to the special effects. All too frequently in a film like this, the special effects become the movie. And the real test of a good horror film or a monster film, I think, is to, how good is it when the monster isn't on screen?
I play a civilized man in this civilized, what am I saying? I play a psychiatrist. But anyway, one of those phony psychiatrists that are on television, and I take her up because I want to see her nude in a tub. A lot of nudity in this film, which is really great fun. And they sit around in my place, sort of Estlin-like type place, you know, and they all turn into werewolves. Well, that's a bad thing to happen to you anyway.
Since the advent of the rating system, the movies have generally become more graphic. It's partly to compete with television. It's partly because you can't do what's already been done and expect people to find it exciting. In some films, it seems to have taken a somewhat morbid turn. There are a lot of films that are extremely graphically violent. We tried to make the film exciting in the old-fashioned sense without making it gratuitously revolting.
I saw this film in New York, and I was terrified. Then suddenly it's very funny, and then it's human. I think it's way, way above what you call a horror film. And of course, Bertin's work is something quite extraordinary. I never want to see the film again, because the first time was so extraordinarily exciting. I haven't had anything like it in the cinema for a long.
So you must be thinking all of your mind into the backhand wrist.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
No tension in the shoulder. You have tension in the shoulder. Just kiss it goodbye, huh?
Jack's teaching me how to play tennis. He's on the pro circuit. I teach him how to shoot.
Ah.
You hunt?
No, I never really get into that. A friend of mine killed a deer once, and I haven't talked to him since.
Yeah, well, I guess some people are that way.
Yeah.
But I'm nervous.
I'll be back by Saturday, honey. If you want to call me before then, I'll be at the gym till 8, okay?
That old man, he got me worried.
Well, Doc handled him pretty good. He cooled him down right away. Now, you'll be fine, okay?
Okay.
Come here.
No.
Come here.
No.
Look.
Hurry back.
Well, when I first realized that I received the gift, I rejected it. I couldn't accept who I was. I denied my potential.
No. You're beginning to sound like my book.
Well, I'm sorry. It's just that I can't seem to find my own words for what's been happening to me. I just feel as if everything, my body, my mind, everything is out of my control.
In the old days, we would have driven him away, to die alone. Now that feeling of uselessness, of being a burden because of your age, that survived beyond those primitive times. It's the internal enemy. That's the real danger. Repression, paranoia.
Yes, but look at the world. Look at the news. I mean, there are things to be afraid of, aren't there? External threats.
We know that, Carol. We know that only too well.
Okay, Sam. I guess I'm overreacting.
No, if you heard
Thank
something, why, you heard it. Tell you what, I'll have the fish and game boys check it out. See, I'm really only set up to handle the two-legged variety of varmints.
Yeah, well, what if you find a four-legged variety?
Well, in that case, why, looks like we'll just have to run his fuzzy little backside out of the county, won't we?
Well, I have to look at all the phone booths along the street. And finally, I find the one with his sticker in it. And I transmit my location, and I go inside the phone booth. And I wait. And the phone rings.
Pick up the phone, Carol.
It's Eddie. And I finally get him to talk to me. And he asks me if I'm alone, and then he tells me where to meet him. The sex shop in the back, he says, look for a sticker on one of the booths.
Yeah, Donna's really taking a shine to your Karen. She's just like a normal person. Being a celebrity and all.
Yep.
I suppose she gets a lot of guys writing stuff to her, huh? Being in the public eye like that. Guys that want to make it with her. Hey, you know, the doc is great with sex problems.
Really? Well, if we ever have any problems, I'll remember that.
Yeah, right. There's TC. Just caught the scent.
Wonderful.
Bet he flushes something out.
Go ahead, Karen. Go inside.
Go inside.
I go inside, past the man at the register, and past the books and the pictures, and I go into the back, and I find the booth with his sticker on it, and the door's closed. Well, tension's not really the right word for it. I feel all this anger inside, and I don't know where it's coming from, and it scares me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm rambling on again.
Oh, no. Anyhow, are you feeling any better?
Yeah, thanks.
Well, I think I better get out of this hot tub before I turn into a cone.
Oh, hot tubbing is such a nicer term than hydrotherapy.
Are you gonna be okay if I go?
Oh, yeah. I'm not gonna stay much longer.
You sure?
Yep. Bye. See you tomorrow.
See you later.
Donna? Donna? Who's there? Come on, I know somebody's out there.
Something wrong?
Oh, no. No, I thought I heard something. The wolves were howling and...
Well, I'm sure that no wolf's gonna go jumping into your tub. Sorry that we scared you, though.
We've been hunting.
Let's give the lady a little privacy, boys. We'll be right down the trail when you get ready.
Thank you.
Quit your gawking.
Could you get me my towel? It's down there somewhere. Oh, thank you.
So how are you and Chris?
Whoa. Okay, what? Spill.
Karen, you know how he feels about you.
Oh, God, Terry, come on.
It's true.
I mean, some professional respect, maybe.
Well, you're all he talks about these days.
Well, let me tell you something, Sugar Pie. I am the last person in the world that you would want to change places with right now.
You stay right with Karen. You keep everything locked up tight and call me from Doc's phone around 7.
You know, it did say in the book that if you get bit by a werewolf, you turn into one.
Don't go flaky on me now.
I think I'll just sleep with a can of mace under my pillow.
I'm gonna pitch the werewolf angle to the old man in the morning. I hope he's in a good mood.
Don't let him bite you. He'll turn into an asshole.
Probably just some stray dogs.
That's what they said to Little Red Riding Hood.
Bill? Bill? From the day we're born, there is a battle we must fight. A struggle between what is kind and peaceful in our natures and what is cruel and violent. That choice is our birthright as human beings.
Oh, Jesus.
The real
I did
gift
it.
that differentiates
Put that
us
in the
from
Christmas show.
animals.
Mark. Oh. Just adjust the microphone on the...
That way? Okay. Ready? Okay. Roll sound.
We're rolling. We're rolling.
Slate?
We've done Slate.
We've done it. Why, I guess it's action then, huh?
That boy's part bloodhound.
I still think they was UFOs. Them cattle...
All right. Keep rolling. We'll go back. Okay, John? Okay, and action.
That boy's part... I can't even say part.
Keep going. We'll make this work yet.
Hey, can you hurry up here?
But you told me she would be in contact with you all the time. Now, what the hell kind of half-ass operation are you running? Sorry. There. Jesus. Did Karen see this?
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad enough that she makes... Fuck.
Marker.
Oh, thank you. I'll tell you something. I think the doc has got to be in on this. Yeah. My nose is running all over.
No, Karen. I had to find out if she saw Eddie change in the booth.
Eddie?
Eddie. Eddie?
Eddie the Mangler. We should have stuck to the old ways. Raising cattle for our feed. Where's the food in that?
But we need the Oh, fuck it. I'm so... Do it. I'll do it, fuck it.
Hello, Joe. I think you better send me 6 more pounds of wolfbane. As a matter of fact, you better make it 10.
I'll put a quarter in.
Hello, Eddie.
Not shilamatic.
Rock. Oh. Put his phone in.
Karen, why? We watch you on the news all the time.
Remember what happened down at the station to Fred Sears when he got into UFOs? The old man put him on dialing for bucks, bowling for bucks, humping for dollars.
Parker. Oh, pardon me. Any minute, wait. Don't stop. There you go. Okay. Sorry, Dan.
I got chicken blood. I got black candles. I got dog embryos. I got wolfbane. Look at this. Silver bullets, 3006. Some guy ordered those. Never picked them up. They've been here years. I take master charge, American Express. I blew the fucking line. Got right down to the bottom.
Marker. Ready when you hear the clap, that's the shot. You will fall into the frame, look down.
Who's got the clap?
Look down, and then look up.
Hey, Snow, I'm in a hurry. Want them again?
Excuse me, buddy, but the lady was here first. You know, it's just a pump. It's got one speed.
Hey, this isn't a miniseries, asshole. Just give me some gas.
Go fuck yourself. You know what I'm telling you? Go to hell.
Done.
No.
I'm sorry.
I can't stop laughing either.
Do you mind putting that on tape for us?
I'll be delighted.
We're pushing Fred for a half-hour special called The Mind of Eddie
Watch it.
called The Mind of Eddie Quist.
Come on. Oh, God, did he get me that time.
Bloody good.
Not bad.
Thank you, Jesus Christ.